A very warm welcome to everyone who has joined us today. This webinar marks the first of many webinars which will be hosted by Region 10, Student Activities Committee as a part of a webinar series. So before we continue, I would like to invite the IEEE Region 10 student representative, Savitya Sivakumar, to start off with a couple of words. Thank you.
Thanks, Tarushi. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. Today marks our second webinar, and we are very proud to be able to host it here with all of you. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all our committees who generously helped us to make this event a reality. My special thanks goes to Art and Training and Webinar team led by Heshan, as well as Art and SAC Media and Publicity team led by Tawhid. Thank you all for your support. In today's virtual gathering, we focus on career for our student members. A crucial yet sometimes overlooked aspect of student development is career development, right? Career development is indeed a lifelong process which undergoes self-exploration and awareness about the changing world of work and decision making. Almost everyone will undergo several career changes throughout their lives, and therefore it is very essential that everyone is empowered and equipped with the understanding of how to make the right career decisions. Being a member of IEEE, you are part of a truly global network, joining professionals of electrical and electronic engineering field. As such, our student members has that added advantage to network, learn, showcase their potential and achievements to truly a global network. Therefore, we bring you today's webinar where we aim to provide guidance to all on how to be successful with your career along with being a member of IEEE. So for this, we present Hossam Ali, our speaker of today's session. Hossam is a great young leader and has demonstrated a successful career alongside being a volunteer of IEEE. So we believe he would be a great role model for young talents like you all who are joining us today, who seek guidance to shape up your career while getting the best out of your IEEE membership. So I believe this webinar especially will benefit students to get answers to your career and professional development questions, and also to know the part in expanding a global network of colleagues and professionals to IEEE. So thanks, Hossam, for accepting our invitation, and we eagerly look forward to your session. For our attendees, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the session. Over to you, Tarushi.
Thank you very much, Savitya. So as you mentioned, today's webinar will be focused on the topic, how IEEE can enrich your experience and advance your career. So to conduct this webinar, we have with us Mr. Hossam Ali. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to conduct this webinar. So to introduce a little bit about Hossam, he is a project manager at a cybersecurity company called The Missing Link, one of the 100 growing companies in Australia. He has 5+ years of hands-on experience in delivering IT and security projects to multiple industries. And he has previously worked with multinational companies such as Vodafone and Nokia, managing industry-leading technologies. And in terms of IEEE, Hossam has been an active volunteer for more than 12 years, leading multiple global and local initiatives. He was the chair of IEEE Day in 2017-18 and has received the IEEE MGA Leadership Award for encouraging member engagement worldwide. He is currently the branch chapter representative to MGA Student Activities Committee, a member at MGA IT Coordination and Oversight Committee, and the Industry Engagement Committee. So without any further delay, I welcome Hossam to continue with the webinar. Thank you very much.
Tarushi and Savi for the introduction. Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be with you today. In today's session, I'm going to tell you more about my professional career and also IEEE volunteering journey. and how I was able to use IEEE experience to advance my career. For me, I started as a technical support engineer at Alcatel-Lucent at 2012, and I was able to advance my career to work now as a project manager in a cybersecurity company here in Australia. I'm going to tell you more about my career and share some of the lessons learned with you to help you advance your career and to overcome the challenges which are going to face you in the near future. So let me start by introduction to tell you more about myself. I graduated from Cairo University in Egypt in 2010. So obviously I'm an Egyptian, but I'm based here in Australia. I moved to Australia 2 years ago. So I'm a new member of Region 10. After I worked in Alcatel-Lucent for like few years, it was acquired by Nokia, and I started to lead some initiatives and pilots for clients. I'm going to tell you more about that, about the countries I worked for and the clients as a working in telecommunications industry. And then I worked as a project manager at Vodafone Egypt. And after that, I moved to Australia and worked at one of the big telcos here, which is Optus. And then finally, I moved to the cybersecurity industry, and I'm working now at the missing link. As Sarusi mentioned, I'm the branch chapter representative at MGA STAC, and I'm also member at MGA IT Coordination and Oversight Committee. And I have been part of Industry Engagement Committee for the last 3 years. So when I first worked as a technical support engineer, after being there for a year, I decided that this is not what I want. And I started to apply for another jobs. I wanted to shift career to work in like business or management. But at the end of this year, they offered me to travel for a mission to Yemen. And when you work at multinational companies which allow you to travel, you will find like a good destination like Dubai, for example, for this team. Everyone was fighting to go there. But for a destination like Yemen, which is non-developed country and it's no luxury, it's not that beautiful to go there and have some fun time, you will find people telling you, yeah, you go. We don't want to go there. I was flexible and accepted the challenge. And in this mission, I started the first time for me to do some project management work because I was there alone. There was no like a project manager in Yemen, and I used to meet with the client to put a plan for implementation, to send weekly reports to the client, to do the project management activities in informal way. And I was so happy with that. And being part of IEEE as a university gave me lots of management and personal skills, which helped me a lot in this mission. I believe I did a good job in this one because after that, they asked for me to go every time. And I traveled 6 times to Yemen after this mission. I was so flexible, and my advice for you here is to be flexible. They used to call me at night and tell me, Hossam, we have an issue in Yemen. Do you want to go tomorrow morning? I say, yes, that's fine. I go prepare my luggage and go to the airport at the morning and like stay there for a few weeks and then come back. So my advice for you here is to hunt opportunities. And if you have any opportunity to travel and work in a different company or a different country with different people than you used to work with, please go ahead. After that year, I got an offer from Huawei, and I went to Alcatel and told them I'm leaving. I got a very good offer from Huawei. They said, no, you are not going to leave. You will stay with us. We have 4G projects coming, and we will move you to a team similar to the team you are going to in Hawaii. And you will travel to Turkey, take a training for 4G, and come back to work on the 4G projects. That was challenging and very nice for me. So I went to this training and moved to the other team, which is serving Middle East and Africa. And then I started like for 3 years, just traveling from a country to a country. And I'm going to tell you more about this. After I came back from Turkey, I went to Dubai for 2 months. It was a good experience for me because there is a high diversity in Dubai. You work with multiple people from different backgrounds. You learn a lot from them. You see how it managed in a different country, in a big customer like Etisalat. It's very big in Dubai, and they have branches also in Egypt and Nigeria, as far as I know. So it was a good experience for me too. Then I traveled to Pakistan for like 2 months in the same year. I worked with C Impact, which is called Zong there. I worked in Islamabad. This picture from Munal Restaurant. I'm sure if any Pakistani guys with us in the call, they know this place well. And from this mission, I decided to shift my career to project management. And I put a goal. The goal for myself, during this mission, I'm going to work. And after work, I will study project management and prepare for the PMP exam. I did that for 2 months. And once I came back to Egypt, I booked the exam and prepared well and then got the certification. And also I put a goal for myself that each year I'm going to take relevant certification for project management. So now I'm PMP certified, I'm Prince 2 certified, I'm AgilePM certified. And that helped me a lot in the coming steps. And I'm going to tell you more. Sorry guys, I tried to get some technical pictures, but unfortunately, I don't take pictures at work. After that, I went for 3 months to Vodafone Qatar. Second mission in Gulf area was lots of diversity, different projects. I was working with Vodafone from Alcatel, supporting Vodafone project. And Vodafone is a big company, and I worked at Vodafone. I'm going to tell you more about what I have done with Vodafone Egypt. So I stayed like 3 years. All of them are traveling. For this one in Orange, Cameroon, it was the first time for me to work in this side of Africa and to work in French-speaking country. In this mission, my goal was to learn French, and I was able to learn lots of French in a short term. Like it's in 3 months, I was able to be good at French. I can talk to the drivers, I can talk to people at restaurant. And normally, people working in business, they can speak English well. Even if it's not high quality English, you will be able to understand what they want to say. But when you talk to drivers and people working in restaurants, no, their English is not good. And they don't say, we don't understand. Whenever you say, they are going to say, c'est bon, c'est bon. And then you will get the surprises. After that, I went to Senegal, another French-speaking country in Africa, for Orange project. Then I traveled to 2 other countries, Kenya and Mauritania. And after those 3 years, I decided to come back to Egypt and work in Egypt. In those 3 years, I gained a huge experience from working in multiple countries with multiple people from different backgrounds. I learned how it managed in each culture, how they work, what they love, what they don't like. And that helped me a lot in the next step. Here, I worked as a project manager at Vodafone Egypt, delivering IT projects, big transformation and automation projects to Vodafone worldwide, like UK, Germany, India. I used to manage big teams in India, like in Ahmedabad and Bangalore. And Vodafone is a very big company there and lots of opportunities there. If you can join Vodafone in your country, it's a good company. It's a very recommended company to join and work for. And this year, I was the chair of IEEE Day, and I used to like volunteer for 1 or 2 hours on daily basis. So I finish work, I go home, and then I work on IEEE Day. It was for me like second job, but I enjoyed it. So I go to the morning to Vodafone, do my project management work. And then after hours, I work on IEEE day. And I came to a point, I was doing the same thing for IEEE day and for Vodafone. I'm managing teams, I'm attending online calls, I'm putting a plan and achieving it. I'm following up on milestones. So for this year, I did a good achievement for IEEE Day to increase the number of events. It was almost the double number, and I received the MGA award, Leadership Award. Then I moved to Australia in 2018, and I joined one of the big telcos here, which is Optus. I worked with them for 1 year and then decided to shift again. Not a big shift because cybersecurity and IT are similar, but it's all the projects are relevant just to security. And in Optus, it was the first time for me to deliver projects to enterprises. Like I was working with people from financial services, from utilities, from energy companies. And finally, I'm now working at a company called The Missing Link here in Australia. And it's a cybersecurity company. And I'm so excited in working in cybersecurity. It's a very interesting field. And my advice for you here is to be selective. I know now you are maybe still a student or fresh grad, but after a few years, when you know what you want to do, be selective. And when you jump from a company to a company, you should have a goal. We don't jump because we like jumping. No, it's not like that. The goal could be you want to go for a better company. You want to go for a higher position. You want to get a higher pay. So, or maybe you want to work in a new technology, and it's recommended. You have to be smart and look at the future. If you are a student now, so in my point of view, the future is cloud computing, cybersecurity, IoT, robotics. And what I mean about robotics and automation is software. I don't mean robotics, the robot you see in movies. No, not this one. I mean the software to automate any process, machine learning and artificial intelligence. All of those fields are the future, and you have to target them because technology now is moving very fast and changing every day. Every day we have a disruptive technology. You have to make sure the field you are going to work on is going to continue at least for 5 to 10 years, at least. So my advice to you from this is to look at the future, see what's coming, and target it from now. Now, I'm going to tell you more about IEEE volunteering journey. I started as a member at Cairo University student branch. And in 2 years, I was selected to be the chair. And at that year, we won like 2 regional awards and 1 global award. After that, after graduation, I worked with YP for like 2 or 3 years. Then I joined IEEE Day for the first time in 2014. And in 3 years, in 2017, I was the chair for 2 years. And after that, I started to join MGA committees. So I joined GEOS, Global Units Operations Committee, then joined SAC and ITCO. And I have been part of Industry Engagement Committee for the last 3 years. My advice for you in IEEE, there are lots of opportunities everywhere. Try to start to be volunteer, and I would assume that you are already volunteer at IEEE on the local level. Work for like volunteer for 2 or 3 years, and then try to join global teams. It's totally different experience from the local one. You will work with people from different backgrounds, speaking different languages. You will learn from each and every one. And for volunteering, the more you volunteer, the more you will gain skills and experience. Without what I have done in IEEE when I was a student and after graduation, I wasn't able to be in this, I wouldn't have been able to be in this location now. Because when you are a student, you are building your personality at those years, the years of university. So when you volunteer, you put the good characteristics in your personality and you will find yourself different. When you go to work after graduation, you will find yourself different. However, you don't do anything different. But because of what you have done in IEEE, by volunteering, by dealing with different people, by doing different stuff, and I always recommend volunteers to like move between teams, not to stuck in one team or one committee in your branch where you work with your friends and that's it. No, try to rotate. Every year, jump in a new committee. You will meet new people and you will learn different stuff. Now, I'm going to share with you some of the tips and the lessons learned out of my career and IEEE journey. So the first one is the business culture and diversity. When you travel to a country as a tourist for a week or few days, no doubt it's a good experience. But when you travel to a country for like 2 or 3 months to work, it's completely different experience. And for sure, it's better experience. Why? Because you know about the country, you know about people, you know about the culture, what they like, what they don't like. And that makes you open, makes you more open-minded. Because what works in your country, it doesn't necessarily work in another country. Let me give you an example. If you are a project manager in Egypt and you are pushy project manager, calling people every day, asking for updates, sending reminders, maybe some people see you as an active PM, project manager. But here in Australia, if you do this, no, they don't like this. And that's right. It's not, you can't send an email and follow up after an hour on this. You have to wait, let's say 2 days in average to get a response. And if there is something urgent, you have to call people. Don't send an email. So with when you have like a local experience and know how it's managed in different countries, that it's a good skill to have. And also you learn different languages. So when I stayed in Cameroon for like 3 months, I started to learn French. And when I traveled to Senegal and Mauritania, I was able to practice that. And so far, if I'm in Australia, like 2 weeks ago, I listened to a lady speaking English with a French accent, and I started to talk to her. So it's a good way even for socializing. When you work with someone from different background and you can't say some of their words, they would appreciate that. Like when I work with Pakistani or Indian guys, when they do something for me, I say Shukriya Bahai. So yeah, they say, how did you learn that? And same for French, same for some other languages. One of the biggest challenges that faced me in that journey was the communication barrier. That was because the different languages people speak, and also because the way people communicate. It also depends on the culture. Some people like to have phone calls, some people like emails, some people use WhatsApp for business. So what I want to tell you here is to make sure that you use the right communication channel when you communicate, and also to make sure that your communication is clear. If you know that the person in front of you don't speak English well, don't write complex emails or don't call them and speak quickly. For me, when I used to work in Cameroon, it's a French-speaking country, and if I talk to the driver in English, they will say c'est bon, but I know they don't understand. So I used to send them like SMS, come to me, this place, I put the name of the hotel and my name. So they know who I am and where they should come. But previously, when I used to call them, I'm Hossam, I want you to come to this, they don't know. I find them went to my friend, not to me. So this is one of the critical points in your career if you work in your country. So make sure you have a clear communication. If you are going to work abroad, make sure that you use the right language with people. Don't complain. Throughout my career, I saw many people complaining about any and everything. When you complain, it will not change anything around you. So it's better if you don't like something, it's better to change it, to take an action rather than just complaining and be angry. Most of the successful people I met throughout my career, they always put the action on themselves. So if something went wrong, they don't go and blame everyone. They say, yeah, what I have done wrong to have this outcome. And then they improve and they avoid it in the future. This way, those people stay growing, growing, growing. But the other guys who complain, they always say, yeah, they are stupid. They don't understand me. Why they did that? And they do nothing. So be like the good people who put the action on themselves and always keep improving. The hardest thing in project management is people management. Why? Because people are different and you can't know what's in their mind. What fit for me, it doesn't necessarily fit for you. So from my experience managing teams, some people can be motivated by good words, like when you say, yeah, good job, you did really well done in this project, they get motivated. Others, they like to be praised in front of their managers. Some other they don't care about what you are going to say. They just care about money. So if you want to motivate them, you have to give them money. And my advice to you for this is to have a good attitude. Attitude is the most important thing for anyone working at any industry, doing anything. Attitude includes communication skills, how you behave in hard situations. Throughout my journey, I learned from many good people. And also, I learned a lot from bad and unqualified people. Can anyone tell me what can I learn from the bad people? Feel free to write in the chat box. It's a question, by the way. Perfect. Rakshit, yes, this is the right answer. What not to do? Yes. For me, I documented like pictures and videos for those people and how they behave in the wrong way in the hard situations. Let me explain to you. Let's say you are in a project, and if the project is going well, you will find everyone saying, "Yeah, it's my effort because I'm a good project manager. The project is going well." And the engineer will say, "Yeah, because I'm a good engineer, I do all the work. It's going well." The architect will say, "Yes, I put the right design from the first time. That's why the project is going well." At the time when you have an issues, when it's not moving well, you will find everyone is blaming the other one. It's your fault. Why did you do that? I told you never do this. It's not my fault because I don't have the good team. So I saw people behave in this way, in the bad way, and I recorded videos for them in my mind. And whenever I have a hard situation in a project, I never do this. And I try to be focused to solve the problem rather than blaming people. And if I need to talk to someone because it was really his or her fault, I don't do that at the time of the problem and not in front of everyone. I focus on the problem and make sure it's solved. Then we talk after that one to one. I have never seen any successful person who can't manage his time. So now I'm going to tell you a technique. It's called 4Ds. to manage your time, and also will tell you a good technique to work towards your goal. For the time management, it's called 4Ds. So if it's urgent and important, do it now. If it's not urgent and important, decide when to do it. If it's not important and urgent, delegate to anyone. Like if you want to pay your bills, it could be urgent, you have a due date, but it's not important, delegate to anyone to do it. And if it's not important and not urgent, dump it, delete it. You don't have to do this task. It's a waste of time. And what I do it so far, is to write down all what I want to do this year. And then sort them by priority. For priority one is the most important one for me, and move forward. Then like for each year, I select 2 or 3 of them to work on them per year. I try to visualize them. So I put them in a like notepad in my phone. I write them on a paper in front of my desk. And every day I book a time. I book a time like 1 hour to work on my goals, my personal goals. Like if from the time I was traveling, like at a certain period, I was working on the project management certification. So every day when I come back from work, I work, let's say from 7 to 8, I study project management. It's fixed time, and I try to make it as a habit. And my recommendation for you, if you wake up early, like at 5 or 6, if you have time before you commute to work or university, try to use this time to work towards your goal. Why? This is the best time to work on something. You are fresh, you are not tired, everyone is sleeping, no distraction from the family members, no distractions from phone, from messages and social media. So this is the best time to work on your goals. And if you sleep late like me, yeah, you can book time like based on your routine, based on your daily routine, you are the best one to decide the best time for you. But make sure that every day you book an hour, or let's say if you are busy, super busy, book 30 minutes. It's enough. It's good. It's better than nothing. And if you think that no, now it's not the right time, I need to do lots of stuff, but after I finish my studies, I'm coming from the future and I'm telling you, you will be busy forever. So if you want to do something, do it now. The right time is to start it now. You will be able to find time to your goals. And if you can't do this, that means to me that this goal is not important to you. You have other stuff more important. That's why you give your time to them and you can't work on this goal. My advice to you here is to learn from each and every one. So as you saw in my journey, I worked in many countries, many companies, with many customers, with many people from different backgrounds. And I was learning from each and every one. And as I mentioned, from good people and bad people. In IEEE, you have a very good opportunity to learn from good people, especially if you join a global team. And it's easy to join them, by the way, if you just follow the pages, and when they recruit, lots of societies needs volunteer, you can apply to them, and I'm sure they are going to contact you. IEEE people are so professional, and when you get involved in multiple teams and work with different people, you will learn from them. And after this slide, I'm going to tell you how to shift your career and also how to get a mentor. It's very important to have a mentor in your life. Let's just say you are an engineer and you want to shift your career after graduation to work on management or business, or even start your own business. So how to do this? Based on my experience, I wrote those 7 steps to help you to do so. The first one, sorry guys, I'm going to answer all the questions after the session. We have Q&A session after I finish, and I'm almost done, like few number of slides, and I will move to the questions. So to cover the 7 steps, the first one is to take a relevant course. Let's say if it's project management, take a project management course. Then build a network of people working as a project manager. How to do that? Attend meetups, attend relevant events, go meet people, talk about what you want to do. And then get a mentor. How to get mentor? From the previous step, when you go and know people from meetups or events, you can ask anyone to mentor you or ask for advice. And also, you can do that with someone at your company. The best case scenario is to be an engineer working in a project and you get the project manager of this project as a mentor. Why? Because you will be able to see both sides, the management side and the engineering side. And then you can offer this mentor to help him or her for their daily tasks, like to do some admin work, to help them with their work. They would love for someone to help them, and it's going to be like win-win situation. So you help them to do some of their work, and also you learn from them. After that, so now you have the experience of project management, you have a good network, you have a mentor, you got some hands-on experience. Now you are ready to write a CV, a good CV, like project management CV, and create an attractive LinkedIn profile. Then you can start by applying for the internal jobs. Go to the project management team at your company and tell them, yeah, I'm interested to apply for the jobs. If you have a new opportunity, let me know and I'm going to apply. If it worked, this is a good scenario. If not, start to apply for external jobs and good reference. You can get your mentor as a reference. So if they call him, yeah, he can say like, this guy helped me in some tasks and he's good, he's recommended. So those are the steps to shift your career. And also it's recommended if you don't want to shift your career. Frankly speaking, you should take extra courses than what you studied at university. You should have a good network. You must, and I'm going to say you must have a mentor. They will make it easy for you. You don't have to repeat their mistakes. And for me, I don't have one mentor. I have like 5 mentors from here, from different countries. And from time to time, I go to a call with them, tell them about my plans, what I want to do, and seek advice. Those guys are qualified, and you should seek good mentors to be able to help you. Here, I'm going to tell you some of the books I have read, and they are totally recommended for you. The first one is The Power of Habit. It talks about how to create a daily habit and keep it going to achieve big goals. And the second one is The Miracle Morning. The author is talking about booking time, waking up at early morning, like 5 a.m., and work on your goal before you commute to work. What I'm saying is a short description, but when you read those books, you will get more knowledge about what they want to say. If you don't like reading, like me, there are lots of YouTube and soundtracks on SoundCloud summarizing the books. So you can start with that. And if you find that the book is interesting, you can read it. And the last one is the 1 Minute Manager. It's recommended for people who are interested in management. This is the last slide we have today, and I believe we are good in time because we will have 15 minutes for the Q&A session. So, how to keep your branch operational during the COVID-19 situation? Now try to look at the future, imagine the future. What's going to happen during COVID-19 and after COVID-19? Let's say, what is the next step for students? Either to apply for summer training or apply for jobs for graduates of this year, if they graduated. I hope so. But so think about this. If it's summer training, and I'm not talking about webinar or session, it's training like someone describing hardware of telecommunication equipment or whatever. How you can organize something like this? Yes, you can. You can go to them and book this training for one person from your student branch, and this person to attend the training with a camera and microphone to broadcast it, like what we are doing now. It's gonna be win-win situation because the company will broadcast the training to multiple people at the same time across the region. And for you, you still can provide summer training for your students. For people applying for jobs and the graduates, you may organize an event on how to attend online interview because all interviews will be online. You may organize a session for students how to keep focused while you are studying or working from home. Share some tips with them. So I always say if we have like a crisis, on the other side of the crisis, there is a big opportunity. And some people are able and were able already to use those opportunities and make lots of money. Let me tell you one about a French company which used to uh, produce perfume. And at the crisis of COVID-19, they transferred the line to produce hand sanitizer. No need to tell you how much money they made. And also for the online retailers like Amazon and other online retailers, they made lots of money in this crisis. Some students nowadays are just wasting their time watching Netflix and browsing the social media accounts. And other students are focusing. They have a goal. They use this time. They do something every day towards their goal. So try to be one of those students who do something. Don't waste your time. If you got an initiative and you think it has an impact on IEEE members, public or community, you can start this with IEEE now. So there is a new initiatives committee. They have an initiative where you can submit your idea and they will help you to achieve it. So now it's easy. Even if you have an idea for your student branch, it's part of your plan for the year or for next year, you can go through this link and I'm going to share it with you. So go submit your idea. Don't put limitations. Don't say, no, they are not going to select me. Don't never do this at anything. It's a good time and it's a good opportunity because not many people are going to apply. I'm sure of that. So be the person who's going to apply and take this fund and support. Thank you everyone for this. Hope you enjoyed the session. And now it's a Q&A session. Feel free to write your questions in the chat box and I'm going to answer them one by one. Oh, we had already lots of questions. Okay. I'm going to go through them one by one. How to balance the 4 Ds of time management. It's not a balance, and it talks about the important stuff. Let me go to this slide. Okay, so let me tell you what I do now. I put X here, X here, X here. I just do this one. So if it's urgent and important, I do it now. And I'm busy all the time, so I don't go out of this box. I do it now, do it now, do it now. And for the other stuff, okay, I decided to do it later till it's urgent. Once it's urgent, I do it now. For those tasks, I delegate most of the non-important stuff. And if it's not important and not urgent, I don't do it. I never do it. I don't have time to waste. Hope I answered your question. Which management degree do you have since you are in project management? Okay, I don't have a management degree from like a university, but I studied PMP, which is PMBOK from PMI, the Project Management Institute, and I'm certified. I studied Prince 2, and I'm certified. This is the framework from UK, and it's widely used here in Australia. And in Vodafone also, I was using it. And I took the last one is AgilePM, which is project management course to apply agile methodology for software development. And I used lots of frameworks, like I used all of them, and I used hybrid models based on Prince2 and Agile, PMP and Prince2. So throughout my journey, I worked in multiple companies and they used different frameworks. The PPT, okay, I'm gonna update them, remove some of my pictures because it's full of them, and then share it with you. I'm gonna send it to Savi and Sarushi, and they will share it with you. Good question, Divya. How to get a good mentor? As I mentioned, the best case scenario is to have someone working at your company. So it's easy to share with you the documents, to share with you the numbers of the project. And if it doesn't work, try to find someone professional. Target whenever you work at any place, see the most successful person at the field you are targeting and go to them, ask them for advice. I don't normally go and say, hey, I want you to be my mentor. No, it doesn't work like this. But what I do is to go to them and tell them my story. Like I got the certification of project management. I want to work as a project manager. And what's your advice for me? I listen from them and take some actions of their advice and then come back again. Okay, you told me to do this and this and this. I did that. What's next? What should I do next? Okay, now I want to help you. I want to work with you to learn, and also I will help you to finish your work. I will take off some of your responsibilities. And don't expect anyone to help you for free. Some people will do, but I don't want you to put this expectation in your mind. And good people would love to help. Do you know why? Because many people help those people to be at that level. No one can go high quickly without mentor or without advice. So you'll find the most successful people are the most helpful people. So target them, and for sure you will find a good mentor. Moving to the next question.
We've got a couple of questions coming in through the Q&A tab as well. Shall I direct one of those now, if that's all right?
Let me finish those because some people send to me privately, so you will not
All
be
right,
able to
okay.
see them. Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, I was just reading this one. Someone interested in artificial intelligence and asking how to get in this field. Okay, if you are a student, try to target those companies. Search on the companies working in AI in your country, search online, go to their website, check careers. If they have any available vacancy for you, apply for it. If not, make an account and do subscription. There is a box you can tick to receive the new opportunities. So you can apply to them. Also, one more thing I want to tell you is to attend their meetups. You will have a good network, and many jobs are now not announced on the website. So those people, if they have an opportunity in their team, they will do a referral for you. Or even you can send them the CV and they apply for you, which will increase your chances to get the job. And this is a generic rule. If you want to go to any career, know those people, go to their meetups, attend events talking about AI, about anything you are interested in, and you will be able to achieve your goal. How to become a member of NIC? No, I don't know this answer, but you can send to them and see if they need volunteers or not. If you want to apply your project, you can go through the link in the slide and submit your idea. How can we build up a career via IEEE platform? Not sure what do you mean by IEEE platform, but okay, if you are talking about IEEE as a volunteer, my advice to you is to volunteer in different teams and every year to change the team and not just to work with your friends and try to join a global team because the global experience is amazing and it's totally different than the local one. Okay, good question, Anaswara. So you need some tips to make lockdown productive one. Good one. That's really good one. I like it. What I do, I book time, specific time every day to work on what I need to focus on. I put my phone, even you can see, I'm not sure if you can see the WhatsApp messages. All the time I have messages. So I put, I'm sure you will not see it. I make it, I disable the sound on my phone. I keep it away of myself. I book time like 2 hours. I don't touch the phone. I have an office at home. So try to have a location. Let me show you. So I have an office, just office for me to work, and I work from here. It's with doors, so I can. I'm now like isolated from the noise, from the family, from everyone. So try to have a spot at home. It could be facing the wall, like this one. I'm facing the wall now, so no distractions. White wall. I may put some sticky notes for what I need to remember, but it's a good way to have a spot at home to work. And when you work, put the phone away, keep it silent, and focus on what you are doing. Take breaks. Like I work 1 hour, I take a break, I go check my messages. If anything urgent, that's fine. If not, I throw it and continue doing what I'm doing. Okay, which degree after graduation? It, for project management, frankly speaking, I met people in Australia without any degree, without engineering degree, without management degree. However, they are good project managers for IT stuff. They keep learning while they are doing their job. The market here is open. You can shift careers easily. My advice to you: don't care about don't care about the degree from university. Check what are the required certificates in the market you are targeting. How to do that? Go to the job portal. You have, I'm sure, everywhere you have a website where you can look for a job. Go to this website and search for the title you want to apply for. Check the job description and required certifications. Those are the certifications you have to focus on. And this is, again, it's a generic rule. Whatever you want to do, whatever job you want to apply for, go check the requirement, go check the required certifications and get ready. Take them and talk to your mentor about those certifications. Okay, should I go with this or this one? They will give you the right advice. Okay, it's a good question, Diane. It's private, so I'm sure you will not be able to see it. So he is a student in software field and electronics, and he loves both. Okay, for this problem, I'm sure your question how to decide which one to work at or how to work in both. You have to do some research. And if you are a student, as you mentioned, most probably you are going to accept the first offer you will get from any company. And this is my advice. Whatever, if you are undergrad, still fresh, the first offer, even if this is not what you need, accept this offer because you will learn lots of stuff apart from the technical job you are going to do. You will learn how to write emails, how to communicate to people, how to work in a team, how it's managed in companies and especially big names. So you will need this experience anyway. So take the first job, and from the first job, try to apply for the job you love. If you find yourself you're not happy with what you are doing, try to find the right team inside your company or even apply to a new company. Someone asking about certificate of participation. Uh, mate, certificate is like this paper. it's useless. Don't ever ask about certificates. It will not add anything for you. It's paper. I can write paper like this to you. It doesn't have any value. So don't care about certificates. What you need to care about is what you have learned from the session and what you are going to do after this session. And I'm going to tell you what people are going to do after this one. Some people will do nothing and they will not get any value from the session. Others are going to start for like week or two and then stop doing like booking their session and working on their goals, and they will not achieve anything too. And some people will start and continue to work towards their goal for a long time, like for 6 months. It takes time, and you should have consistency to be able to get a high impact. If you are booking like 1 hour for a year, so you have done the work of 365. Let's say 300 hours working on one goal, you will smash it, mate. And I did that myself, and it has a great impact on my career and personality. Okay, someone asking about the opportunities in IEEE. As I mentioned, try to join different teams as much as you can. And also after volunteering for 1 or 2 years in the local level, try to join a global team so you can get more experience and different experience. The more you volunteer, the more you will get knowledge and experience. And for sure, definitely, that will help you in your career. Because we are doing the same thing by the end. We are managing team, we are planning events, we are doing most of the stuff you are going to do at your work. Okay, another question about software engineering and steps towards programming. I believe software engineering is studying programming, but I'm not sure about this question. But yeah, the general advice is to look at the future, know what's coming, listen to futurists. So many people online talking about the future, what's going to happen, what are the new technologies are going to last for like a few years, and target those industries. Because it's not good move to start like for 3 years working in something and getting experience, then this thing to die. Like 2G and 3G, they are dead now, it's 4G. Thanks, guys, for the good feedback. I believe we are 2 minutes past the time. Let me take two more questions. Actually, we just have one question. I'm going to answer it, and then we close the session. Someone in the final year engineering student, either in the branch. Okay, someone he is a final year in engineering and the leader of the branch. By the way, I was in the same situation in 2010. I was the branch chair and I was in the final year and I was the leader of my graduation project group. So it's all about time management. Try to find time to do both. Focus on your studies and do some of IEEE activities. The time is like pie chart. Every day you have 24 hours and you decide which part of the pie chart to give to IEEE and which part to give to your studies, which part to give to your family, which part to give to your fun time. So you decide how to spend your time and you will find good ways to manage your time. This was the last question today. Thank you everyone again for your time, and I hope you got the value of the session and you like it. Thank you.
We have one final question, if that's all right, Hossam. So what are some of the practices and trends that should be inculcated as a student volunteer to be carried forward to your professional life and which will be useful for your career, basically? Hossam, we cannot hear you at the moment.
Right now, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, so some of the practices?
Yeah, practices or trends that you can follow as a student volunteer.
Okay, try to volunteer as much as you can. Learn from each and everyone. And this will change your personality and your characteristics. So when you do this, and even I always ask students, do something you never done before. Go and work like in the multimedia team. Like, let's say, you go and do Photoshop designs. You will say, no, I never done that before. I can't do it. Never say I can't. Go and learn it. You have a good opportunity in an IEEE to do so. Maybe at work, they will not give you this opportunity. Here in IEEE, you can be the team lead in a short time. Like in 6 months, you can be the team lead, you can be the branch chair. But in work life, to be a team lead, you have to work like average 5 years. To be a project manager, not less than 5 years. So lots of opportunities in IEEE. Try to use them as much as you can.
Thank you very much, Hossam. I think we can conclude the Q&A session here. Thank you very much for that very informative session. So moving forward, I would like to invite Professor Bin, IEEE Region 10 Student Activities Committee Chair, to present a small token of appreciation to you, Mr. Hossam.
Thank you, Sarushi, and thanks everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Team ITP Region 10 Student Activity Committee would like to place on record our appreciation for your wholehearted involvement in the session. The diligent efforts in shaping our webinar are extremely encouraging. We sincerely hope that the learning our volunteer members have got will benefit them and inspire to achieve more through this powerful community. Please accept our token of appreciation for your dedication, time, and efforts. Thank you again for making the webinar a massive success. Wishing you good luck for your future endeavor. Once again, thank you so much for all of your participants.
Thank you very much, Professor Bin and Mr. Hossam.
Thanks, Dr.
Now,
Ben.
I would like to invite Savitya once again to present the vote of thanks.
Hi all, once again from my end. First, we thank Hossam one more time for doing a great inspirational talk and sharing your career journey with IEEE. I'm sure that participants have gained valuable insights and tips from you to shape their career. Thanks a lot for all your efforts, Hossam, and time rendered to make our webinar a success. Next, my appreciation is for all our attendees who join us via WebEx and Facebook Live sessions today across the globe. We would like to announce that all actively participated attendees will be provided with delegate certification signed by the IEEE Region 10 Student Activities Committee Chair. However, certs will be only given to those who attended the webinar through WebEx and completed the feedback form, as you can see on the screen. Okay, there was a link for the feedback form also being given in the chat box. Please go through it. Thanks to our ambassadors who helped us in publicizing the webinar, as well as joined to upgrade the live streaming to large audiences by initiating Facebook watch party sessions. We truly appreciate all your dedicated work. Last but not least, my sincere gratitude goes to our awesome volunteers of RTSAC team for their dedicated hard work in organizing this webinar. Especially, I would like to highlight the contribution of these few key players. Art and SAC webinar team who organized the entire workflow of the webinar, starting from the lead Peshan Sampath from Sri Lanka section, and the committee members Tarushi Natasha from New South Wales section for being an awesome moderator for today, and Dimple Kilbani from Bombay section for taking care of our participants' feedbacks and certificate generation process. So not to forget our awesome team, media and publicity, who have equally contributed in graphics and publicity. To highlight Tawheed from Bangladesh section, our lead for media and publicity team, Akash for designing our graphics, posters, flyers, Prashant for helping us in setting up the WebEx and publicity, and last but not least, Meha for her very dedicated publicity across Region 10. Thank you so much for giving us the freedom and supporting us always for our initiatives. Thank you all. We truly appreciate all your hard work. Over to you, Tarushi.
Thank you, Savitri. So it's time to wrap up this webinar for today. And as Savitri mentioned, please take 2 minutes to fill the feedback form so that we can make the next webinar even better than today's one. Keep an eye out on all of our social media channels for further information regarding the webinars to come. And thank you once again to everyone, and Hossam as well, for joining us today. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.